And I came into the field of education because I spent the last 20 years working in juvenile justice. I spent time with Illinois Department of Corrections. I spent time working with Ceasefire. I'm the former director of training for Cook County Juvenile Temporary Detention Center.
Wow.
And guess what? I would walk into this facility on 11th and Hamilton. Many of y'all familiar with it, right? I would walk into this facility as a black man, right? Knowing what we go through in this country as black people. And every day I would go into a facility where they were housing 300 or more young people between the age of 10 and 17. Guess who they look like? Yeah, black. Majority boys, majority African American young men. But we had a special housing unit for the young ladies. There's probably about 30, of the 300, there's probably 30 on a daily basis, young women. All black. When we saw a white kid, we didn't see white kids. How is it that we don't see white kids in juvenile detention in Cook County, one of the largest counties in the country, when African American youth only make up 13% of Cook County populations of youth between the ages of 10 and 17? But you go to the detention center and we represent 99% of those detained. Some are there for 6 months, some are there for a year, some were there 2 years fighting cases. Some would come back and forth, right? Where they out on some type of juvenile probation, they violate the probation because they didn't go to school, or they didn't come to their court date, and now they come and they snatch them, now they're being detained for 4, 5, 6 weeks. What do you think that would do to your educational process? Slow it down, right? Because if you get suspended for 5, 6, 7 days, you failed in every class already. So imagine being taken and detained for 6, 7, 8 weeks, 2 or 3 months at a detention center where they put you into an alternative school during the time that you're there. They spend $10,000 to make sure you get a quality education. And they should, and it should be more. Guess how much they spend to detain a young person for a year at the juvenile detention center? $14,000? $20,000? They spend $180,000 a year to keep one kid locked up at Cook County Juvenile Temporary Detention Center. $180,000. If that kid is there a year, and there's hundreds of them that are there a year, the rate is $500. The average is $500 a day to keep you detained. So you have to ask the question, why would you spend $500 a day to keep me detained in an institution at an alternative school, but you don't spend that out in the community? Because what's going on, brothers, what's going on is this. Like even in this room, we got most sisters in here, right? So if I use this as an example, this is what's happening. Y'all locked up. Sisters out here trying to fend for themselves. They can't. I have a daughter. She's 12 years old. She made 12 January 15th. So I have this campaign I talk about called A Husband for Maya. I want a husband for my daughter one day. But if all the brothers are locked up, serving time. See, what they did to Mr. Henderson and Mr. Washington is they took their reproductive years away. See, most men start having children between 18 and 40, right? That's when you start to have families and things like that and raise your children. But if you locked up, all that time